Now we are. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Did you miss me? I'm sure you guys did. I am here with my co-host, Mr. Logan's Giant Zone. How you doing, buddy?
I'm fine.
And today I am going to be doing my long-awaited video. I'm doing two reviews up at one. Two videos. Two reviews in one video, as well as doing my full rankings of the MCU now that Black Widow is out. I am your host, Mr. Christian Jones, aka
Your host.
I am your host, Mr. CJ Talks Movies, aka Mr. Christian Jones. And again, I am going to be reviewing both Black Widow and Space Jam with my co-host, Mr. Logan Knapp. And by the end of this video, we're going to be ranking Black Widow among the rest of the MCU.
I haven't seen it yet.
Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. I'm going to be doing more sports analysis tomorrow afternoon. So please be sure to keep your eye on that, as well as subscribe to my good friend Logan Knapp. He has a great Giants channel where he does hype videos. He breaks down. He previews games for the upcoming season. Watch his deep dive on both the Giants and Broncos, as well as our Week 2 matchup against the Washington football team. And let's just get right on to it. First of all, like I said, I'm going to be reviewing Space Jam first. This is the sequel to the 1996 Looney Tunes cartoon featuring Michael Jordan in a battle against aliens to save himself as well as the Looney Tunes. This movie, however, stars LeBron James as he gets sucked into the
Pause.
This one, however, stars LeBron James as he gets sucked into a computer software, and now he is forced to play against Don Cheadle and his ray of
Terror.
and his ray of care of his of today. I can't talk today. Jesus, Logan,
And his reign of terror.
Logan, please help me preview Space Jam. This is not getting off to a good start. But
that's what she said.
Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Let's just kind of restart it. Like I said, my name is Christian Jones, the co-host of the CJ Talks Film Podcast. I am here with my co-host, Mr. Logan Knapp, Logan's Giant Zone. We're going to be reviewing Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. It stars LeBron James, Don Cheadle, as well as the Looney Tunes, as LeBron and the Looney Tunes battle against a sea of video game avatars in a high stakes basketball game in which if LeBron loses, he loses himself as well as his son to this video game arcade type of universe. Before I break down this review, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Subscribe to Logan's Giant Zone, and let's get started. Starting with the strengths of this movie. This is a fun movie, I must admit. This is the perfect type of just a family fun film that you could take your younger kids to go see. If you're a fan of the original Space Jam, this movie is right up in your alley. Unfortunately, that's where all the strengths lies.
Zion is backstage. Sorry about that.
What's going on, Zion?
What's up? Continue. That's good.
We're
You
doing
continue.
good. I'm just about to break down Space Jam 2, a new
Let's
a new
get it.
legacy. And I can tell you're very excited. What I will say about
It's
this
a
movie,
trash. So lame. Trash movie.
Ryan,
Sorry,
is
continue.
no. You're sugarcoating the crap out of this movie. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
I could go off about it, but I'm gonna
It's
let you finish, and then I'll be professional. I'll let you finish, and then I'll go on a 2-minute rant about it without ruining anything.
This movie is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
bad.
Space Jam.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, but at least, like I said, I'll let you go, and then I'll go after.
The original Space Jam, it too, is garbage. Both of these movies are downright atrocious. This isn't the type of movie that you want. I mean, listen, it's very much a family film. It's very listen.
It's a kids movie.
I took my 3 younger godsons to see this, and this movie, especially my 6 and my 10-year-old, this movie was right at home for them.
Oh, absolutely! For a kids movie, like this hits the nail.
Especially for my 6-year-old, he absolutely adored it. But my oldest one, my 12-year-old, fell asleep about halfway through.
So long, huh?
And
How long is the movie?
It's like 2 hours.
Oh fuck no.
No, it's not that long.
But I felt like it.
Yeah, it definitely feels a lot longer than the original one. First of all, let me just come off by saying this. The cameos, Zion, you have to admit, the cameos in this movie is phenomenal.
No,
Come
not at all.
on.
Not at all. All right, if you didn't watch Space Jam and you want to watch Space Jam, just leave for 2 minutes and then come back, because I'm about to rip this movie. Okay, so we have to understand it is a Space Jam movie, but what number one had a story behind it. You know, at the first 5 minutes of the movie, when it showed young LeBron, you know, the coach threw away his Game Boy, and it showed the highlights of LeBron. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a good movie. And then it just turned into Warner Brothers stroking the you know what. Like, we made this and we made that. It became into exactly. It became a long Warner Brothers commercial about like, look, we made this and we made that. And then halfway through the movie, it doesn't even have a story mode. And then I thought the Looney Tunes was family. All of a sudden, everybody just left Bugs Bunny alone, and for no reason, they just left him. Just for Warner Brothers to go like that. Like, look, he's in that role. Look, we made this. And look, I like it. It was fun. But at the end of the day, it's not Ready Player One. It's not Avengers Endgame. You don't need to shove. We all know that's not Jim Carrey in the mask. We all know that's CGI. We all know that Pennywise looked like trash. I mean, like, I love what they was trying to do. I love the concept. Now, if it's a kids movie for kids, they're going to love the movie. But as a person that grew up, like, for us, like, it's Space Jam. Don't ruin the name of Space Jam. It could have been called another movie, and people probably didn't want to do it because
Space Booty.
At the end of the day, it's like we waited a long time for Finding Nemo too, and Finding Dory was awesome. So if you're gonna take this long, they could have made this movie when LeBron was in Miami. You know what I'm saying?
Can we at least admit that Lola Bunny nearly stole the show?
Oh yeah, okay. So as far as like the CGI and like Game Time, I thought that was cool, and like it's a fun movie. I'm not trying to rip it, but like it is a fun movie. It's an enjoyable movie. It's a family movie. But I was expecting too much. Being like I wasn't a big fan of Space Jam, but being that we waited all these years to get a sequel and they put this trash out there, like Warner Brothers, get off! Like stop stroking your own ego.
Listen, man.
What the fuck?
I entirely agree that this is a glorified Warner Brothers commercial. It's basically highlighting all of the great properties that Warner Brothers owns. What I will say in comparisons to the original Space Jam, we don't find out what the actual story is until like legitimately a half an hour in. Like as soon as Michael Jordan got sucked down,
but at least
that's basically when the movie starts.
But look at production-wise. They showed the Loonies. They showed the Goon Squad early on in the movie, that planet, whatever it's called. They showed like the story of Michael Jordan. and then they showed the Looney Tunes. This
Yeah.
movie, it's like you get a mini nice little story, then you get a cartoon for 45 minutes, and then you get an up-res the egotistic Warner Brothers for the last half an hour of the movie. Like, it was like, what are you guys doing? That's enough characters. We get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, can we
What?
focus? It took away from the basketball game, and then in the first half of the
Yo,
basketball
speaking
game,
of booty, let me share something.
then in the first half of the basketball game, you know, they're doing these okay moves and they're getting like 400 points. And then when the Looney Tunes do something crazy, they get 5 points. Like, what's going on? What's the score
Share that
system in this
screen.
movie?
Share that
it's
screen.
partner, it's a video game basketball game. There's style points. There's style points. There's style points. There's
Well, why does the Goon Squad get like 400 style points
Share
for
the
one
screen.
stupid move,
Please.
and then the Looney Tunes do something crazy and they get like 5 style points? Like, what?
bruh.
This is the
It's
biggest
a-
complaint. You take this and turn it. Where's the new one? And what the hell is
The-
that? Like, honestly, what is that?
Nah,
Yeah, it's
animated
like-
LeBron is not a good one.
Go to the live action then.
I mean,
or
I
when
want to
they-
buy those.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
I
What
actually
is
like-
that?
Yeah, I like the way that looked. Like, that looked really, really cool in the movie. Like, don't get me wrong, the CGI was there for sure, but I wish it would have focused more on the Looney Tunes
Oh, that's
and
fire.
LeBron James rather than like, and I guess his son, rather than like this whole like narrative of like Warner Brothers, we made this and we made that. We've seen that in Ready Player One. We've seen that in Avengers Endgame. We've seen those big cluster moments of all these characters that people love. And the reason why, like, you know, Avengers Endgame perfected it is because that was 20 years in the making, you know?
Yes.
We see all these movies try to come with that big end game kind of scenario, but at the end of the day, it's like keep it to your realm of the movie. I get it, but even the first the first scene that lost me in the movie is when I liked AI, he was cool, and then when when he went to Warner Brothers and they pitched him on that idea, I was just like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would LeBron play Batman? Like, make it realistic for us and then suck it into the world. It was just straight realistic out in the real world. You know what I'm saying? But they was trying to have him play Batman, have him play. You can have Warner Brothers 3000. LeBron, you can do this. LeBron, like, I get that, but at the end of the day, like, it could have been written better. But then there was some giggles in the movie, some laughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I know this is a movie stream, but I need to share this because it's breaking news.
Okay.
The only way to stop Tom Brady from getting another ring.
That's funny.
No
I
comment.
think Detroit will stop him.
Yes.
Yeah,
Listen, Zion, you brought up a bunch of good points. How the whole presentation of LeBron coming in and meeting with Warner Brothers and being a part of some future movies with them. That whole thing was fine, but I think it was just used as a tool to highlight
absolutely, but
highlight the different philosophies between what LeBron ultimately was and what his son ultimately was. LeBron, like he said, is a basketball player. His son, on the other hand, is wanting to design and develop his own video games. That presentation would have fit right into LeBron's kid like a glove. And I think, again, that was basically used to drive the different points between what LeBron sees in himself and what his son sees within himself. And I actually
you made a good point there. Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
actually did kind of like the whole back and
Can I
forth
vape on stream?
between- Say that again.
Can I vape on stream?
Please don't.
All right, continue.
And so I pretty much enjoyed the whole dynamic between LeBron and his quote unquote son in this movie. But again, where this movie really shines as far as where the basketball takes place. And by the time we actually got to the basketball game, I had a kick out of it. I actually thought that the basketball game itself was a lot of fun, especially
It was fun, yeah.
early on. But once the Looney Tunes kind of do their own thing, I'm like, okay.
What I did like was the
is
Michael B. Jordan part.
yes. Oh my goodness. Like,
That was funny.
As soon as they were getting their asses kicked at halftime, and they're like, we need to bring back Michael Jordan. We found Michael Jordan. I was like, watch it be Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, you
Watch
know,
this be Michael B. Jordan.
you know,
There it is, right there. Michael B. Jordan.
he's like, he just told me to come and follow him.
Like, how do you?
That was
confuse
funny.
How do you confuse Michael B. Jordan? Listen, it's a Looney Tunes movie. Do not ask questions. Having said all that, once the Looney Tunes get their thing on in the basketball game, I'm like, okay, this movie had me absolutely sold. And even though the first half
Absolutely.
was about as boring as you could possibly be, by
It's
the
a
time-
watchable movie. Like, it's not like I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be watching. It's a watchable, fun movie. I'll rank it 5 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh, really? Not because.
What do you put it at? You put it out of 3?
I was actually
'Cause
listen,
Consider for
absolutely.
family, you got to think about family. One of your kids fell asleep. One of your kids enjoyed it. You know,
If I were to judge it just as, if I were just to judge it as an actual feature film
Judge it like that.
that I'm actually going to grade and critique, it's like a 1. But if
damn, you're a hard critic, CJ. I rated it at 5 because it's a fun family
no,
movie.
as an actual movie, as a feature movie, as a
Yeah, as a feature film. Yeah,
it's
yeah,
terrible.
1.
But
Yeah.
if I'm grading this from a family fun movie, I give it about a 5. I mean, listen, I think a lot
Right.
of people
5 is yeah.
I think a lot of people are judging this movie because of the nostalgia of the first Space Jam. People listen. The Space
Absolutely,
Jam,
though. Absolutely, you can't just use your name. Okay, the original Space Jam ain't that good, but what it is, it's a classic. And what it is it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. It's not a good movie, but you got to think about it like this. It's a classic to so many people. You know what I'm saying? Like when I think of basketball movies, I barely think of anything else other than Space Jam. You know, maybe I think of Coach Carter. Maybe I think of Like Mike. Maybe there's a few other ones. But at the end of the day, like Space Jam or Air Bud, there you go. So like, but Space Jam is like one of the pinnacles of the most highly successful blockbuster basketball movie there is, right? In Space Jam. So your mind goes there. And plus, too, if you think about what the original Space Jam meant, like just to a lot of people growing up, you got
it came out right when Jordan was at his absolute peak of his power.
Absolutely, and I don't like what he did after that in R. Kelly, but he had some fire R. Kelly songs in that movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, it just hit. It was just right for the times. This movie, like I said, if it was to come out in 2016, I think it would have hit. It would have been right for the time. But since it came out in 2021, it's kind of like it almost was like, I get it, it's a family fun movie, but it was almost like a Warner Brothers, like a cash grab almost in a way, you know?
Well,
like let's just put Space Jam on it and it's gonna sell. It's like it's kind of like what Call of Duty does. It's Call of Duty brand. Let's just put Call of Duty, it'll sell.
Especially since we're looking at, especially since not to get into the NBA Finals, especially considering we are probably looking at the last few years of LeBron, as far as being a superstar caliber player, it felt as though this movie almost needed to come out before LeBron was well past his prime. Like if this movie had came out as LeBron was about to retire, then it wouldn't feel the same. But because
I think
this within the last 5 years of his career, again, this movie almost had to happen, especially since now he's a Laker. So
and you know what nothing against LeBron. Like if there was to make this movie when LeBron was on the Heat, a younger LeBron, that would have been perfect. But I think like they just tried to shove LeBron in. I think they should have put Giannis. Giannis would have made this movie 100 times better. Just because think about Giannis's chemistry. Yeah, think about Giannis's chemistry with the Looney Tunes. That's what I'm getting at. Like
I think this movie would have been better had it come out a couple of years ago, but
a couple years earlier with Stephen Curry.
Yeah,
Stephen Curry. I could see a scene with Stephen Curry and Tweety Bird. I could see a scene with Giannis and Tweety Bird. But the thing is with LeBron, it's kind of like we'll just I watched a review about it. The guy said forget. I wish I could shout out his channel, but I forget who it
Oh,
was. But he
okay.
basically said that it's like we totally missed the off-screen relationship that they built with LeBron and the Looney Tunes, because he just meets all the Looney Tunes and all of a sudden he has like this magical relationship with every single one.
Well, he
I
grew
get
up as
it.
a fan. He grew up.
He get
He grew up as a fan of the. He grew up as a fan of the Looney Tunes when he was a
true.
child. When he was a child.
True, but at the end of the day, it's like the movie. It was just like a bunch of like, let's just shove this shit,
Again, let me
shove this. Like,
again, let me
let's get some good
patronize.
story writing.
Again,
I'm with you
let me break
100%.
this down. Let me break this down. This movie is not good. It's terrible. It's probably, as of right now, it's my second worst movie of the year.
Whoa, okay.
Behind.
Oh, you watch a lot of movies. That's right. You watch like all the new releases.
It's my second worst movie of the year, behind Fast and Furious 9, behind F9.
Damn.
So this
Okay.
movie is not any good at all. I cannot. Now, if you're a big nostalgic fan of the first Space Jam, go see it. But
You'll have fun with it.
But if you're someone like me who goes to the movies on a regular basis, don't go see it. Watch it on
Just watch it
HBO.
on your TV.
Watch it on HBO Max.
Just watch every movie on your TV.
That's
Don't
what I
waste
like.
money.
You went to the theaters, CJ?
Yes. Huh?
You seen this in the theaters?
Yes, I saw it.
How was it though in the theaters? I watched it on HBO Max.
It's
On that
okay.
thing back there.
It's okay. I mean, there were some laughs. I saw that the movie did really well in terms of its opening weekend, but
Oh, it's gonna smash. Yeah, it's gonna get money because of the name.
it made.
And regardless what people say about it, people will still watch it for their own opinions. That's the same thing what some of the last franchise was, you know. And if you think of Lord of the Rings, if you think of Pirates of the Caribbean, if you think of
let's not put Space Jam in the same breath as Lord of the Rings. But now,
no, okay, no, not at all.
Now I want to get into an actual movie that I really did enjoy, and that was not this past weekend's, but last weekend's Black Widow.
Scarlett Johansson, I'm in. All right, let's talk.
I did not watch it, but continue.
Black Widow, man, it's so freaking good. It's worth it.
People are calling it one of the best Marvel movies of all time.
No. Listen.
I haven't watched it yet, by the way.
I haven't watched it either, too.
Is Black Widow top tier MCU? No.
She's top tier. Never mind.
It's not up there.
She's top tier. Scarlett Johansson's top tier.
It's not up there with like Civil War or Infinity War or Endgame, Winter Soldier. It's not up there with any of those movies. However, I felt as though this movie would have been perfect if this was part of early Phase 2 MCU. This movie would have been perfect had it come out like right after the Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Because I feel as though a lot with this movie. Yes, it captivates on what Black Widow was as an actual character.
Mm-hmm.
It really shined a light on her backstory, her past, her story before she became an Avenger. But where I feel as though this movie kind of disappoints. Again, it's still a really good movie, but very similarly to like early MC, very reminiscent of early MCU. The villains are terrible. Villains are awful. Taskmaster is bona fide useless.
He's an ERJB, evil robot Jeff Bridges.
It's in that.
Ain't that the guy from Stranger Things?
Oh no, bruh. Freaking. Oh my god, why am I blanking on
Hopper out here.
Hopper.
David Harbour steals the movie.
That's right. I'm going to the free throw line.
David Harbour steals the whole movie. He is so freaking good in this movie.
Like what? Say that one time. We'll call it 10 Monday Night Football games. Yes, let's get it.
I just told Logan that.
Let's go.
Eli and Peyton are going to be doing 10 Monday Night Football games. But again, going back to Black Widow, like I said, where this movie really shines is when it goes into Black Widow's past, her relationship with her family, the damage that she's caused early in her career. This movie really highlights that.
It's like a past hunting her. That's what the trailer looks like. I didn't even watch it.
Exactly, and the thing that really
Because
surprised
it takes. Sorry to interrupt. It takes place after Civil War, before.
it takes place the timeline. It takes place literally right after Civil War, but well before the events of Infinity War.
Okay.
Because I know that there were some rumors that this movie could take place within that 5-year gap between Endgame and Infinity War. But I'm like, no, with the way that this trailer looks, with the way that this trailer captivates the story, it really feels like this movie takes place right after the events of Civil War, but well before the events of Infinity War. So, and another thing is that this is probably the best performance that Scarlett Johansson has as Black Widow.
Okay.
I mean, as far as the best overall relationship that Black Widow has, I would say is still Winter Soldier with her relationship with Cap. But this is right up there with her relationship with her parents as well as her younger sister, Yelena Belova. Oh, and by the way,
Her
her
younger sister.
Florence
Bologna,
Pugh,
Olona, something like that.
Florence
Baloney?
Pugh,
Galodi.
Yelena Belova.
Oh, I thought you said baloney. I'm like,
No,
what?
remember, they're Russian.
So-
that's why.
Okay.
So, and another thing, Florence Pugh, bruh, you are gonna want this girl to have her own solo movie. I am
Oh, okay. I
telling
thought you was gonna
I am-
stop there without solo movie. I
Logan,
was just gonna say that.
Logan, you could stream this because now it's going to be out for its third weekend. You should if you could see it in theaters, see it in theaters.
I have a 65-inch TV.
But if you really cannot wait, watch it on Disney Plus.
I don't have Disney Plus.
I don't want to pay the $30.
I just pirate it.
Don't.
I'll just wait until October.
Don't.
Why can't I pirate it? Who cares?
No.
I'm just
VPN.
I'm
As
just
your
messing.
older friend, I forbid you. If you want to use my Disney Plus account, go right ahead.
Wait, how does this Disney Plus thing work? Because I have Disney Plus, but when I buy Premier Access, do I get access to all of the movies or only just that one movie?
I do not know. I have yet to order a movie on Disney Plus. I just watch everything in theaters.
Oh,
But I think you just get that one movie.
Got you.
to order on Premier Access.
Gotcha.
But overall, as far as where do I rank it, as far as the MCU goes, I would say it's in the same tier as like. I say it's in the same tier as like Homecoming. It's in the same tier as like Doctor Strange. I
The
put
Dark World.
Say that again.
Thor: The Dark World.
Oh no, it's better.
You
Way better.
didn't like them space goblins? No,
Oh, and I must say,
I'm
stay for the post-credit scenes.
oh, is this,
Stay,
Scarlett Johansson stuff?
stay for the post-credit scene. Because this movie, by the end of the post-credit scene, you are going to be uber excited.
For Scarlett Johansson?
No.
I'm
I don't want to give this
for the Eternals,
no. It's not a teaser for the Eternals.
for Fantastic
Well,
Four.
Is it? What is it? What is it?
Damn, I love that dress. She looks really nice in that dress.
You're like,
That is a beautiful dress, Scarlett.
Mm-hmm. But
Continue.
again, Zion, stay
Yes.
for the post-credit scene because the
Absolutely.
post-credit scene in this movie I'm not going to give you what property it is, and I'm not going to say what the post-credit scene is, but it will get you amped
Property.
for one of Marvel's other properties later this year. I'm not going to say it's a Disney.
Oh,
Plus
it's
show.
Chung-Li.
I'm
It's
no,
Chung-Li.
hold on. I'm not gonna. I'm not.
No,
I'm
don't
not
say
gonna-
it. Don't say it.
I'm,
You're
I'm
doing a
not
good
gonna
job of
say
not
if
ruining
it's for a
anything.
Disney Plus show or if it's for an upcoming Marvel movie.
Loki season 2.
Have you finished Loki season?
I loved Loki. Did you
What
finish
happens-
Loki?
Of course I have.
It's so good, right?
It's,
Is he still on timeout?
it's probably my second. It's probably my second favorite Disney Plus show.
Oh, it's absolutely. Wait, I like it better. It's my first favorite actually.
haven't
I like
watched
it
any
better
of
than
the show.
WandaVision.
I've seen 2 episodes of WandaVision
And
and 0 episodes
Captain
of
America sucked.
Nah, stop it. What are
It was alright.
I haven't
was-
seen.
was
I
it
haven't
really-
seen.
Hold on.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier was good.
Masterpiece of a story. The only thing that made it suck was that wannabe Captain America. He just ruined it for me. He was such a bad character.
I haven't seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I haven't seen Loki. I've only seen 2 episodes of WandaVision. That's all.
What?
We
I've
can
seen.
change it.
No,
We can change it. We can change this conversation.
Watch.
You need to go watch it, Logan.
Watch episode 3.
Finish the damn show.
WandaVision is booty.
What? You got to get through the evolution of
She's
the
like,
TV series.
hello, I am
Yeah,
Charlie D'Amelio.
It goes 50
What do
yeah,
you
it goes-
want?
It goes 50s, it goes 60s. Then you're gonna once it gets colored, you're gonna get color, and then it's a fun show. It's a really fun show.
It goes through the different eras.
I loved what they did with that show. The way they did that, you know.
In defense to Logan, what I will say is that the first 2 episodes.
It is kind of.
If I wasn't a big MCU nerd,
I wouldn't watch it.
I
wouldn't watch it.
I probably would watch. I probably wouldn't be into this. But
Absolutely.
as a TV lover, episode 3 and on is spectacular. It really is.
It's a good watch. It really is,
Yes.
Logan.
And the only reason why I still favor WandaVision over
Loki.
over the Loki series is because I felt as though with WandaVision, after episode 3, and because we got so many episodes,
It just took off.
And because we got so many episodes, episode 3 and on gets better and better and better and better.
You see what I put in the
Whereas
podcast there?
whereas the Loki series, it almost went by too quick. It went by too fast for me. I think that series would have been better had they had done like 12 episodes like WandaVision.
I'm
They
sorry.
didn't split it, huh? It
I
looks like they
respect-
split it.
I don't respect a TV show where a woman is having a mental breakdown because her robot died.
It's more
No,
than
it's
that.
beyond that. That's why
It's
you have to
more than
watch it.
that.
It's beyond that. If you think about what she experienced in the MCU, like just off the base movies you've seen, her character from her debut to
It gets
Vision
so much.
dying, the amount of pain that this character had to go through, and the fact of the matter is, I don't want to ruin anything, but she wasn't even at her peak throughout her whole MCU. So you need to watch
Daniel
the-
Jones. Daniel
You
Jones.
need to watch it because next time we see her on screen, she's gonna be a
She's going
badass.
to be entirely
Mhm.
different.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to be
Absolutely.
entirely different. And Elizabeth Olsen.
Simp.
Oh my God,
Super
Simp.
cute.
bro.
Simp.
I'm talking about her acting, not her looks.
I'm talking to
She's-
Zion.
She's cute.
No, she's beautiful, but her performance in this series, I knew Elizabeth Olsen was a talented actress.
I didn't even know that was Mary Kate and Ashley's sister.
Still
you know?
thinking of ScarJo there, are you, CJ? I'm just messing around. I'm sorry.
But now,
CJ, how?
go ahead.
No, continue.
Now, Logan, do me a favor
Yeah.
and do me a
Do
favor
me a
and-
favor.
and look and give me the chronological order of all the MCU properties.
Oh, I can do it without even looking it up.
We already did
I
this.
could too, but I also don't want to get lost in track of my list.
Okay, I got
Okay,
you.
okay.
I got it. He asked me. I'm the captain.
Okay, you go get it.
Sir, yes, sir.
Give me my Gatorade. I'm gonna go at the bench.
I actually forgot to make a whole list. To make a whole
All right.
list of this.
Let me share my
before-
screen.
before we started.
Alrighty.
And we're going to be ranking these from my
You
least
should
favorite
just go on
to
tier
all-time
ranking, bro.
favorites.
Go on tier making, Logan.
That's what I look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's do tier mate. Let's do a
Go on
tier
tier maker.
Let's
There you
tier
go.
maker.
I was gonna ask you, CJ. You gotta come on. You gotta go rank the Marvel villains one of these days.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. That'd be a good
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, tiermaker.com. Presentation mode.
Mm-hmm. All right, just let me know when you're ready so I can share it.
Sure.
Any moment now. But yes, overall, guys, Black Widow is a really good Marvel movie. It's a fun, action-packed blockbuster. It sucks you right back into the world of the MCU. The crowd went absolutely ballistic for this movie. Um, it's a nice fun kind of spy thriller. Not quite as good
Spy thriller.
as
Do.
it's not
It's
quite
ready
as
to
good
share,
as,
by the way.
It's not quite as good as like peak MCU, but it is within that next tier of really good Marvel movies. I
But
put
you
it
see
in,
how Marvel are able to make a film not be as good but still not be represented as a cash grab. Marvel just
yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely, bruh. But yeah, but see, that's the whole
But that's
thing
not
with
even
Marvel.
all the movies, bro. Come on, check your list.
I'm trying to find it, bro. Check your reference, cuz.
Just type up MCU rankings, or no MCU tier list.
MCU new
Oh,
universe, complete MCU universe.
Okay, then I can't find it.
We don't need a tier list. That's fine. We can just talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
Just
yeah,
talk
as a
about it.
matter of- yeah.
Can I have a I need a
Stop it. Yeah, as a matter of fact, Logan, since you're at your desk, do you have a pen and paper?
I have a picture of Derrick Henry and Crayola pencils. We'll use that. And they all just fell.
Fair. All right, we are now. Fairness, we are at what 24 MCU movies, if I remember correctly, or is it 25?
I don't know.
We're at 23.
We're at 23. Thank you, Zion.
I apologize.
Wait a minute, 23? You said
Huh? I think.
including Black Widow.
Oh, 24.
Okay, yeah, no, that was my whole point. Okay, so we're at 24. We're at 24 MCU movies, Logan. So, real briefly, I want you to know. I want you to write 24 through 1 on your bruh. On the back of your Derrick Henry picture, and I am going to do my full.
I'm sorry, he actually had the white list.
Yeah, it's fine. And just by the way, Thor: The Dark World. Listen, it is one of my lesser favorite.
Are we doing TV shows too?
No, we're not including TV shows.
You're gonna make fun of me for having a Derrick Henry picture.
It's a nice picture, but how do you not have a sheet of paper and a pen at your desk?
Cause I have an issue.
Yes, you have issues. We all know that.
I have an issue.
Son of a. I'm sorry. You might take me out of the stream until I'm done doing this.
Okay.
I think this one's the one with all 23.
All right, this is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put where I think where Black Widow rank in terms of that.
Have Logan pull it up so he can control it though.
Okay.
Yeah, he had the right one. I'm sorry, Logan, you had the right one. I was just capping.
Put it back up then. Put it
back up. Logan, share your screen. Is he still on timeout?
No, he's still fixing his desk.
I closed it. Hold on. Tier list. Tier maker. The tier maker we must make.
I got you.
You got it, Logan?
There you go.
Alright.
I want to
Just get it. Go to good watch. Thor: The Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World is not the worst MCU movie, okay? I'm sorry.
Here we got
Alright.
Derrick Henry out here.
Can you fix that list logo? I mean, can you instead of just instead of
Put my
just saying so
masterpiece.
instead of having the bottom row being Thor: The Dark World, can you just put average MCU?
The average.
There we go. Yeah, just average. Really?
Booty.
Average. Okay. So starting off with Guardians
Lamar
of the
Jackson.
Galaxy. Starting off with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
It's a good watch.
It's a great watch.
It's a fun movie, I will admit that. But for me, I put this in the column.
Huh?
Real quick, do you still need me to write anything just in case?
No.
No.
Now that we have the list up, you don't have to.
This isn't all the movies though.
It is. It just
Okay.
doesn't look like all of them. That's why I dissed you earlier. I'm sorry for dissing you, Logan. I didn't mean to. I was
good, bro.
uneducated on the list.
I put Guardians of the Galaxy probably in the average tier. Listen, hear me out.
Yeah, I would agree with you though. I'm gonna agree
Hear
with
me
CJ.
out.
Guardians of the
not-
Galaxy 1?
No, 2.
No, Volume 2.
Oh.
Volume 2. Because that's the first one that I see. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's a fun movie. It's watchable. You get back in with the characters that you fell in love with in the first one. Yondu has a lot more character development.
That's what make it a good movie. Because if you think about that Rocket and the Yondu scene, if you think about Yondu and Rocket's character in the movie, it makes it a good movie. It's a watchable movie. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'll move it up to the middle tier. Just my opinion.
But the only reason why I have this be one of the lesser tier Marvel movies is because I feel as though this movie. See, the thing about the original Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, it had a lot of comedy in it, but there was also stakes and a sense of seriousness in it.
Yeah, they stole the batteries, bro. That's
compare.
major serious.
You
Yeah,
compare.
they really needed the batteries, CJ.
You compare Drax to what he was in the original Guardians of the Galaxy to what he was here. In the original one, yeah, he was a jokester, but there was still an edge and there was still a darkness about him. Here, he's just joke. It's like, you want to crack a joke? You want to crack a joke? You want to crack a joke? It's like, this entire movie is just all about jokes. And I feel as though, as good as Kurt Russell was in this movie, I feel as though, even though it was small, the performances of both Josh Brolin as Thanos as well as Lee Pace's Ronan, they brought a sense of seriousness and they kind of grounded the movie where it needed to be. The original Guardians of the Galaxy, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's still very much a watchable movie. I'm not saying it's bad, but when you compare it to the first one, it doesn't hold up, especially after Drax. Because you look at Drax, again, in the original one, he was a badass. Here, he's almost a glorified clown. So, for me, that's why I have it in as far as one of the lower tier MCU movies.
Yeah, and then I have Ant-Man in a good watch. It was a good one. It was funny.
Good
Yeah,
movie.
Ant-Man's good.
Really good movie. And the thing that I like most about Ant-Man, and we're going to get on with this a little earlier with Ant-Man and the Wasp, is that Ant-Man is the perfect franchise.
But that's why I keep on thinking of Baby Groot. Like, how do we have it at the bottom tier? Can we at least move it up? Because Baby Groot was phenomenal.
Honestly, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is probably one of my 3 least favorite MCU movies.
Fair enough.
What?
Again, there's so many MCU movies better. Again,
Continue.
Ant-Man 2, the original Ant-Man, it is just such a fun, wholesome movie because we see in the MCU all these intergalactic stakes, all these, world-changing films. It's nice to have an Ant-Man movie where it just entirely focuses on a man with his family.
And by the way, just to point out the obvious, I put out Endgame in average because let's be honest, it's not that good.
Endgame is a masterpiece.
I'm joking, bro.
So with the original, and again, the added charm that the guy that plays Ant-Man, Paul Rudd.
Scotty
Paul,
Pippen.
I don't know his name. I forget his name.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd. Thank you, Logan.
The added charm that Paul Rudd has in this movie, he is just such. I mean, listen, he has a boatload of issues, don't we all? But you just so relate to this guy because all he wants is to be the best father for his daughter, man.
True.
I mean, every time.
And his friends in the movie's fun. You got T.I., you got other actors.
Every time I watch Ant-Man with one of my boys, I'm like, that guy right there is so me. Not that I'm ever going to be a criminal that goes to jail because I'm a thief, but
that's funny.
But just the fact that there is a guy that just has a boatload of messes, a boatload of problems, and yet all he does is just put his best foot forward to try to help his
You can
daughter.
share the screen now. You can share it.
Absolutely.
That right there is just so relatable. And the fact that this movie is just a glorified heist movie. Take my absolute money. Again, Ant-Man, such.
Oh, CJ, my dad's gonna hop on while he's cooking dinner.
All right, cool.
So send him the link.
What we cooking, Corey?
That's the link.
We're having fucking egg rolls that I don't eat because they're disgusting.
It was a bomb.
Ugh. All right, Zion, you got Avengers: Age of Ultron out here.
Age of Ultron was a great movie.
Good watch. Again, it doesn't listen. This is the
Come on, you can't diss on Ultron. That guy's phenomenal.
Was he? Listen,
he was trying to save the Earth from humans. What a proper AI would do.
Listen, the whole time.
Think about it though. Think about I watched a video about this. Like when Stoic and Hulk was in the lab talking. Well, not Hulk, Banner. When they was in the lab talking, when Ultron woke up and when he fused with Jarvis, I think that was phenomenal. And maybe
Ultron had almost rated.
You guys just don't like it because it was in another country.
What? Not even that. I just mean, James Spader.
You're racist, CJ.
James Spader brings an element to Ultron to where, he could be dark and sinister, but he was almost to a point where he tried to outquit Tony Stark, okay? And I didn't want that from Ultron. I just wanted him to just be sinister, dark, and benevolent. And his role.
See, I didn't read comics and watch. This is for me, this is just my first time seeing most of these heroes and stuff.
Me too, mine as well. But if you go back,
you're not a real fan.
Go back and watch the first Age of Ultron trailer and tell me you don't think that this movie has the potential to be one of Marvel's darkest movies. And then you watch it, and it's still good. It's still a good watch, but it's just a lot of fluff. It's a lot of setup for the sake of a setup. All we got to build towards Civil War. All we got to build towards, Infinity War and Endgame. This movie tried to do almost 10 different things at once, and I feel as though even the best MCU movies focuses on one individual story. And like I said, this movie is trying to develop. Stop it. Like I said, this movie is trying to cram 2 or 3 different storylines within one movie. And it's still good. Like I said, it's still a very enjoyable movie, but I put this middle of the pack. It's still
a
really
good watch?
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry, CJ, I wasn't trying to piss you off. That's my ringtone, and my dad was calling me.
Oh, okay. So for me, I put Avengers Endgame. It's above Ant-Man. It's above the original Ant-Man. No, second thought. I put it right below.
But this is what my
Ant-Man,
problem is. Like
but it's still a
You-
good watch.
you put it below Ant-Man.
I would if I'm being honest.
I would put Avengers above Ant-Man. Ant-Man, I love Ant-Man, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna agree wherever you rank it.
So we're putting this. So
We'll put it next to Ant-Man. Can we put it next to Ant-Man at least?
Yeah,
Ant-Man.
it's right next to Ant-Man.
Put it next to Ant-Man. I thought you was gonna put it as
No, it's still at a good watch, but I put it right behind the original.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like below. I'm like, damn,
Oh,
you're gonna
no.
put it underneath.
We
Alright.
already know where this movie belongs.
All right, so
It's
CJ, you got Avengers. Oh my God. Okay. I got Ant-Man and the Wasp. I didn't like it. It was cheesy.
Yeah, that movie's shitty. All the way on the bottom, below the Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna keep it there just for the sole reason. You have to remember, we were coming off of Avengers Endgame with this time. Once we got to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Mhm.
So this movie, all we were looking for was just a nice, fun, almost Hallicles actually getting through what was a bona fide nightmare in a good way with Avengers Endgame. So while it doesn't hold up as well, bruh, change the list.
Sorry.
So while it doesn't hold up as well as the original Ant-Man, I'm gonna keep it at the mark. You know, as a matter of fact, can we change that to just yeah, never mind.
Is it okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And change horrible. None of these movies are horrible.
Okay.
But I will say Thor: The Dark World is definitely one of the lesser MCU movies.
It's watchable though.
Yeah,
Okay, I put it as not ideal MCU.
fine. But yeah, it's good, dude. We have to at least briefly talk about just the pure awesomeness of the original Avengers.
Oh my
Zaya,
God.
you want to start, or do you want me to start? Because
I hate that movie. It's too cheesy.
You can start. I'll go next.
Okay, listen. You fans have to realize that well before the MCU became what it is today, all the previous MCU movies were hits, but this put the MCU on the map.
It wasn't.
This- this-
supposed to be this.
This Avengers, the original Avengers movies was not only a hit, it was a mega hit. This was the movie that made comic book movies in general must see, box office, total glamorous properties. And if it wasn't for the original Avengers, Blockbuster
Or Transformers. If it wasn't for Transformers, you gotta give
Stop the
Transformers.
cap.
You gotta give Transformers a shout out, whether you want to.
Transformers is a bad. Yeah, thank you. Transformers is a horrible franchise if you're talking about the Megan Fox
See-
ones.
the only Transformer movies worth watching is Bumblebee.
Well, Bumblebee's the shittiest one. I'm not trying to make it.
Yeah.
Bumblebee is probably the best one, hands down.
Bro, I wasn't trying to compare Transformers to Endgame. You guys took it out of proportion. What I'm trying to say is, look at Transformers 2 and 3. Look at Transformers Dark of the Moon and look at New York Scene and go watch it. But no, but the monsters look exactly the same from Transformers. So how can you say like look?
The story is crap.
I'm not talking about. Okay, like you know how you watch Endgame and
Yeah.
you see all these movies try to execute that scene.
It's spectacle, but when you don't have characters that you actually give two craps about, it's just visual noise.
True, but at the end of the day, it takes inspiration from a movie. I wasn't no ways am I saying that like Transformers is on the same page as Avengers. What I'm trying to say is
no,
a lot of the battle in Avengers you seen in Transformers.
No, you
Like-
don't.
Oh my
Yeah.
No,
God.
you don't, because at least
Bro,
in the Avengers,
the aliens looked exactly the same, bro. What are you talking
they're
about?
not.
Thanos' spaceship look exactly the same almost as the Transformers spaceships in movie 3.
Zion,
Bro, I could pull up a side-by-side comparison right now.
Zion. The visuals are amazing. The story, the characters, are
Did you-
garbage. If you don't have characters,
Absolutely. But what did you just say? What did you just say? The visuals are amazing. That's what I'm
But
stopping
that
at.
doesn't
I'm
make
not,
a good movie. That does not make a good movie. That doesn't even make an okay movie.
bro, bro.
I would take Thor the
Bro,
Dark
I'm
World
not trying to
before I
argue
watch
with you
the
guys.
Transformers
What I
movie.
was trying to say is if there was no live, there'd be no if there was no Pac, there'd be no next generation of rap artists. If there was no like movies bite movies all the time. We see it in every single movie we watch. So you can take that statement how you want to take it. But when I was watching Avengers and I was watching the first and I was watching the New York scene and all that crazy stuff, I was like, wow, they was inspired by Transformers. And I bet you the director will even tell you that.
Okay, can we get back to the list?
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response.
Wow, CJ's fucking salty. Sorry. All right, I have Avengers Endgame. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, it's number one. Let's just put it right then and there.
And then Zion. I'm sorry, you can finish.
Black Panther's a masterpiece.
Daddy, what's good, Daddy?
Yo.
Zion was just saying that a Transformers.
Corey, hear me out.
He hates Transformers.
Like
Transformers for one.
okay, I'm not talking about like the movie in general, but you know how like Star Wars, they was inspired by certain things. You know how movies get inspired by certain scenes in certain movies. When you was watching Avengers, couldn't you see a little bit of Transformers, Dark of the Moon, just for the whole battle scene of New York?
No.
You know what?
That's
Thank you,
you know
Corey.
what?
Thank you.
It's not a blatant ripoff, but I can see how there were some little things you can
Absolutely.
gather from that. I mean, he's not saying it's a one-to-one thing.
Absolutely.
But I mean, even bad movies, you can take things from and say, you know what, I like them. Hell,
Thank
Transformers.
you.
I liked the first one because I was a huge Transformers kid growing up. But I mean,
Like think about Dark of the
the
Moon.
rest of them were garbage. But that doesn't mean even the garbage ones won Emmys or won Oscars for video
Absolutely.
effects. They
And
did.
think about the video effects. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Then think about the video effects in movie 3 and think about Avengers and tell me that's not similar.
I'll tell you what, and go even further back. When I first started watching Transformers, take a look at the old Independence Day movie with Will Smith.
There you go.
All right, Zion, you're
That's
up
what.
with-
That's the only point I was trying to make, guys. I wasn't trying to compare the two movies. No
Yeah,
way
yeah.
is Transformers even deserve to be in the same breath as Avengers.
The same universe, yeah. But
Exactly. I
still.
was just trying to say visually effects.
Zion, you got Black Panther.
How you
I'm
doing,
asking
CJ? What you been up to, man?
Good.
Black Panther is a masterpiece.
Great. I wouldn't put it. It's not in my top 5 greatest favorite MCU movies, but it was the first MCU movie to be nominated for Best Picture.
Someone's in the
That
chat.
alone-
I just like I really enjoyed the story of just the whole like getting to know Wakanda. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
heck yeah.
CJ, you got an international fan.
Oh, for real?
Let's get it.
Basketball
Oh,
Diaries is a
hi.
great movie.
Nice.
All right, Zion, you got Black Panther.
I just said
Great.
yo, put it in great.
Great movie.
Not goated.
Not quite.
It-
Just shy.
Yeah, it's just short of it.
You
It's
could
just
probably
short of
even
it.
say one or the other, but to me, it's great.
Yeah, and then Dad, you have the first Avenger.
I'd say it's a good watch.
Good watch. It's borderline. It's borderline top 10. Stop it. It's
CJ, my
borderline
2K
top-
game just ended. I'm gonna pay attention now. I was listening.
It's just outside my top 10. As a matter of fact, I always said, what's the most underrated MCU movie? For a long time, I said The Incredible Hulk. Now I say no. The first Avengers is actually probably the most underrated MCU.
I would watch the first Avenger before I watch the Hulk.
Yeah.
I like them. I like them both.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, but the main thing about the original Captain America that I like so much is that Captain America Steve Rogers was your cookie cutter good guy,
Yeah.
but I really enjoy the fact that even midway through the movie, they show that there is an edge about him, that he is willing to go against his quote unquote authorities if it's for the betterment of everyone that he's taking care of.
Yeah,
And
and on top, it's a straight homage right to the original comic books. I mean, it really is.
Absolutely. And for the people that said, Phase 1 doesn't have the best track record for MCU films, for the most part, I would agree. But tell me you didn't think Red Skull was a badass in the first.
Heck yeah, man! I mean, think about it, man. The first phase, they were still getting their feet wet.
Yes.
It wasn't even supposed to be a franchise. You think about it,
Yeah,
right?
it
When
wasn't.
they made Iron Man, when they made the Captain America, like, well, maybe not Captain America, but I know when they made Iron Man and Thor, it wasn't even supposed to blend all together.
Yeah, the Avengers, I guess they said out of the 8 or 9 creative people who were in charge of MCU at that point, it was a pipe dream. They were hoping maybe 5 years down the road they'd have something that maybe they could do something like that. But they weren't even planning on laying the seeds of all of the. That's why a lot of the stuff was actually seen in the end credits, because they laid those seeds after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not ignoring you guys here, but I actually have to go off video because I'm making dinner, but I am here the entire time.
Let's get it.
Okay.
Make me that Italian thing because egg rolls are nasty.
Oh, homemade egg rolls are the best, man.
Absolutely, sorry, CJ.
Is it my turn with Civil War?
Oh yeah, you got Civil War.
Civil War.
Okay. It's in the Go conversation.
What? Hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Hell no! Hell no!
It's in the Go conversation. This is the
okay. If that's in the Go conversation, then so is Steph Curry.
Hold on, real quick, just so I can see here. You've got Goated, you've got Endgame, and the first Avengers. Great,
Yes.
You got Wakanda. Good watch is Ant-Man,
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, and First Avenger. Is Ant-Man. What's the second? Average. Okay, that's
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, I'll go with that. And Thor, obviously, whatever. Actually, I would even say Thor is, and we'll get to it. I would say Thor Average and Dark World should be off the charts bad.
Oh,
but,
it's not that bad. I mean,
actually, hold on. Actually, Dark World is the one you have on there.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Oh, okay. The original Thor is still ready to be discussed. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going back to the kitchen here. So either way,
and my apologies for the landline.
It's all good. You gotta talk to people, man.
Apple bottom jeans.
Civil War is the best MCU movie that's not an Avengers movie.
Apple bottom.
And even though it is almost like a glorified Avengers
kids movie,
it's stop.
Oh, Logan, tell me you didn't mark out like the biggest fan ever when the battle at the end took place.
Oh, come on.
I had a seizure when that happened.
In a good way.
But yes, come on. You cannot tell me as a pure action, as not even if you're not the biggest MCU fan.
Oh, it was fantastic.
As a pure action movie, this movie has it all. You have conflicting storyline. You have excuse me.
Conflicting storylines.
Say that again.
Conflicting storylines.
Yes, you have conflicting storylines between the two pillars of the MCU. And really, when you look at it from a whole, neither one of these guys are entirely at fault. Going into this movie, I'll be the first to admit, I was primarily on Team Cap, like everyone else. But the more and more I watch, I'm like, you know what?
You can see it from Iron Man.
Iron Man makes a lot of good points. We've seen what happens in the MCU when superheroes are just allowed to just do their own thing. Like, there needs to be some sort of
governing
authority.
body. Yep.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of oversight that can keep these superheroes at least in line. And while I disagree that it should be the government, because I barely trust the government with things that they do understand. You think I'm going to put them in charge in the hands of superheroes? Absolutely
That's
not.
funny.
But having said all that, this movie is the perfect blend on how do you set up future storylines as well as making this one singular movie. This movie perfectly captivates what Spider-Man is as a character,
Oh,
what
yeah.
Black Panther is as a character, and I will go as far as say this is probably the best overall performances between Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans. So for that alone, it's in my top 5 favorite MCU movies, and because of that, it's got to be in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah. To me, I would say.
I agree.
To me, I'd say it's probably not my top 5, but dang, it's close.
It is relatively close.
It's probably 6. It's right there.
It's in my top 5. I'll probably have it as 5, but it's up there.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
It's
it's a phenomenal movie.
But yeah, like I said, the fact that this is probably the best MCU movie that's not an Avengers film, and honestly, I could probably talk myself into ranking this ahead of the first one if I really
Yeah, it's a better movie than number 1. I can give
is
it's
definitely
a better movie than the Avengers.
I think I agree with that. The only thing that's different is the mark out moment isn't the same
Yes.
as the first time you see the Avengers.
Yeah.
Yes. And I could go back and watch the first Avengers movies and it still feels like it came out today.
Oh yeah. It's still just like, man, it could when they do the pan around.
When's the last time you guys did the marathon? I'm sorry, Corey. You were talking about a majestic scene. Continue, because that was such a majestic scene.
But every time they do the pan around of all of them together in the streets of New York City, tell me if you saw that last night, you don't get that rush.
Oh my! I'm getting goosebumps. I'm getting goosebumps just talking.
Yeah.
Just talking.
Oh, it's
even the beginning shot, where they're going right into the Shield agency, and you hear Hawkeye give this quote about there's no tampering with the Tesseract over on this end. If there is, it's coming from the other side, the other end.
Yep.
Yeah, doors open both sides.
Yep.
And then you get that magnificent shot of Loki coming out of the portal, causing all type of mayhem. For the people that said that the MCU didn't do villains right until Thanos, Loki's like,
Loki is amazing. Now he's an anti-hero. But come on. Tell me Loki wasn't the best villain.
Show.
He nearly, I tell you right now, if it wasn't for Loki, there'd be no MCU.
Probably not.
As far as overarching villains go, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're muted.
I am.
The character that played him is amazing. I was muted.
Oh my god. So Logan, I think we've come into an agreement. Civil War, it is part of the GOAT conversation. It's not in my top 4, but it's probably in my top 5.
Okay, I have Captain Brie Larson's a bad actor, not ideal MCU.
Oh my god.
I'll put a good watch.
I put it in bad.
Average.
Yeah, can you agree?
My first watch, I thought it was a good watch.
It was a good watch.
Upon review and have watched it again, it is not terrible. It is not Thor terrible. Sorry, it is not Dark World terrible. However,
Absolutely.
I'd say it's average.
Yes, I put it in.
Can I keep it where I want it? Because it's my pick.
No, it's right. I put it. It's right. It's right above.
Can we put it as a?
When you're on my stream, I let you pick where you want to pick.
But CJ,
I put it right above.
I'll expose you.
I put it right above Volume 2. I put it over Volume 2.
Oh my god! Stay off the weed.
Dude, come on, Logan, Corey, please tell me you didn't find the Skrulls absolutely adorable and so fun to watch, especially Ben Mendelsohn.
Well, I'll tell you what, I am a
for me. I would.
I'm sorry, Zion. Go ahead, brother.
Oh no, for me personally, I would watch Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain America twice before I watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Personally, I would say the same thing. I actually think
I don't know how Ant-Man and the Wasp made it up before them two. Like we need to reverse those two roles.
I think that the Skrulls saved that movie from being a complete nightmare, because I have been a Skrulls fan since Fantastic Four, the initial run back in the 50s. They saved that movie, because if they didn't have a compelling villain like that, and they managed to tie them also into Spider-Man Away from Far From Home, it would have been an absolute nightmare. And I like Mysterio, but I'm glad they actually brought them into that.
Yeah, I just put it as a good watch because I mean, like we got to see Blockbuster again. There was some funny moments. You know what I'm saying? We have young Samuel L. Jackson. We got to see Samuel L. Jackson lose his eye. It sets up what the events
That was cool.
You know, like just like if you think about a movie, like you can sit there and at least I can sit there and I can finish it from completely beginning to end. You know what I'm saying? Our movie shouldn't be. It should be something that you could turn off. You should be able to not finish the movie. That's our movie. Like the two categories are so close. But if we're gonna rank it below Ant-Man as a Wasp, that means you guys can't sit down and watch complete end to end. I can sit down and I can watch both of them complete end to end. I'll probably turn off Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'll agree with you on that one. I'll agree with you on that.
Okay. Yeah.
Like Thor: Dark World is turn off. That's how bad it is.
That's turn off material. That's why it sounded.
That sounded. That can I get a pause though after you said that?
I never finished Bumblebee. I turned it off.
Really? See, I haven't seen it. I've heard good things about that. I was surprised you heard that.
Transformers is a booty franchise.
Well, we'll get back to that another time because I've heard good things about Bumblebee, but I
All
haven't
right,
watched it.
boys. Next up, we got Doctor Meth.
I'll put it as a great movie.
I love Doctor Strange.
I love Doctor Strange.
To me, it is.
It's close to goated. It's close to goated.
Yeah,
Between great and goated.
Heck no.
Nah, you know it's not quite goated, but it is great.
Yeah, that's why I put it as great. Like when I do these movie rankings, I'm not just based it on like one thing. I try to think about all scenarios here. And if you think about like if you think about Doctor Strange, I mean like there's so much memorable scenes, there's so much story, there's so much lore, and then there's also setups.
Yeah. And I mean the only thing I did not like about it was the villain. What's his name?
Yeah.
And he cuts stuff
Mads
back.
Mikkelsen.
Not Dormammu.
Dormammu. Hey. The Dormammu was a villain though.
No, not Malik.
I forget his name. Here, let me look it up. It's been a while. Caecilius. There you go.
Caecilius, yeah. I mean, great. I mean, Mads Mikkelsen's a fantastic actor, but I just don't think that I would have actually preferred that. I would have preferred that they actually finished the Mordo evil turn. You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm a huge Doctor Strange fan.
Who? What? Who?
Mordo.
Who cares? All right.
Yeah, get off.
Who's next?
That's a masterpiece. They're goated. That's goated.
Which one is that?
Thor
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok.
That's goated.
Thor Ragnarok. Listen, man.
I'll put that over Civil War on my top 5.
What?
Yeah.
Honestly,
after maybe watch Civil War again, but I love Thor. Yeah, from beginning to end, it was a masterpiece.
Oh, starting off with Led Zeppelin
in full character, exactly. What you just said, like you think about that movie, like Captain America, Civil War is phenomenal. I love it, but if I just really think about it, like I loved, but I had a lot of fun watching Thor. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, see, and that's the first time with. I mean, that is what they were able to do with Thor and Hulk. That should have been the Planet Hulk movies, and they took a lot of stuff from Planet Hulk.
That's exactly.
Well,
I didn't watch any of the cartoons, but I heard about that.
Oh, I mean, I've read it all. It's phenomenal. If they could ever do Planet Hulk, I'd love to see it.
We got to see Valkyries. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, exactly, man. It's amazing.
Helen was fucking badass.
Oh yeah.
Yo, at the opening scene when he's fighting whatever his damn name is, the Conqueror, that fire breathing asshole.
Surtur.
Like
Surtur, yeah.
But Surtur, like that. The opening scene was fire. It had jokes. It was just from beginning to end.
He's trying to time the hammer and it's late showing up.
Yeah,
just give me a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on. Just give me a minute. I mean, and then to find out that Surtur's the one that causes Ragnarok, that's the cool thing.
Absolutely. It comes all back around. And I love movies that set things up and comes back around. And if you think about it, look how forward, like, ranking the Thor movies are. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're so, like, far from each other. Like, we got one all the way at the top, and then we got one shouldn't even be made. You know what I'm saying?
That's the one cool thing is because that franchise has come a full 180 from where it was. Because Thor in the beginning, he was the least, even in the Avengers.
He's not relatable at all.
No, not in the Avengers. And now, I'll tell you right now, I think he's probably the third most favorite of all the Avengers behind Cap and
I
Iron Man.
think he's the reason why Guardians of the Galaxy is gonna break a lot of records.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't wait till Volume 3, let alone the Christmas special that was announced too.
absolutely.
Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. I love Thor Ragnarok to pieces. This was the Thor movie I have been wanting since Thor was introduced. I want Thor to be funny. I want him on cosmic adventures.
Epic like.
Yes, I want to see him take on intergalactic threats, not just be on Earth 90% of the time. And Thor Ragnarok was everything that I wanted, plus more. You get a prime Jeff Goldblum performance for
Oh,
crying out
amen
loud.
to that. Amen to that.
Jeff
Is that the
Goldblum-
guy who played the mastermind, like the bad guy in the planet? The guy
Yes,
from
he
the
was-
Lost
he was-
World? Yeah,
Yeah.
from Jurassic Park. Yeah. Continue.
Listen, Thor: The Dark World again. I mean, Thor Ragnarok is everything that I wanted out of a Thor.
He's gonna
movie,
say
especially
but.
out of a Thor comic book movie.
But
Haven't said.
But
haven't said-
wait, I want to say something, and I'll let you
I
go on
want
the
to hear
man.
about.
I would watch Thor versus Hulk before I watch the airport scene.
yes.
Oh man, they're right there for me. They're right there. neck
Are
and neck.
you ready?
And if you think about that, that
rumble?
wasn't even the ending scene. That wasn't even the final battle.
That was 30 minutes in. Yeah,
30 minutes in.
I was about.
So
that,
I'll
that
let
was
you.
about midway through.
yeah, it was probably midway through. Yeah.
Yeah, midway. But I'll let you vent about that one because I know you was about to defend your boy Civil War, and I'm gonna make you think about that.
Logan, I'm gonna need you to disappoint Zaya and Corey and put Thor Ragnarok in the great column,
I'm gonna need you to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
bro. Put Thor.
he's like, it's my stream. He's like, it's my list.
But I'll tell you right now, though, you know what? You can make the case as long as it's not like he said, you know what, it's average. I can see-
It's in. I put it in the great. I put it in the great column. It's definitely top 10 for me. But when I think about peak level MCU, Thor Ragnarok is just outside of my tier list. If my tier list was the 7 best MCU movies are in the GOAT conversation, then I would agree. But for me, because I look at Thor Ragnarok, it's kind of like, to use a basketball reference, it's kind of like the Larry Bird of the MCU. At its best,
On any
It's
given
what-
day,
it's
could be the
one-
best.
yes, on any given day, it's one of the best. But when you look at the legacy of the MCU, Thor Ragnarok is going to be just outside of my top 5. So because of that alone, Logan, put
And, you know,
Thor
and
Ragnarok
that's
in the
it's personal
great
taste.
column.
I'll disagree, but you're still respecting the movie. Not like you're not. You know what I mean?
don't get me
Absolutely,
wrong.
absolutely.
It's one of the most enjoyable, not just MCU movies.
It's
It's
a
one of the most
movie.
enjoyable.
It's so fun.
comic book movies, period. Outside of Deadpool, I don't think I ever laughed my balls off like.
Oh.
watching
Guys, look, I have Avengers Endgame.
Dude, you're gonna get kicked off. You're gonna get banned.
If you do not put Avengers Endgame as the goal, I will ban you.
All right, next movie we have Guardians of the Galaxy.
Great.
Volume 1.
Volume
Yeah,
one.
that's-
Great.
That's a good watch.
Great.
To me, it's my top 5.
Top 5, really?
For me, it is. Yeah, for me, it
Put
is.
it up there. There you go.
And
Great
see,
movie.
You know, it is funny.
Since it's high for Corey and it's high for you, I'll move it from good watch to great.
Yeah, for me it's great. And the thing.
Excuse me, CJ. I can't. Like, that's really bothering me that we have not yet switched those two roles. So can you get Ant-Man and the Wasp out of here? Get that movie out of the middle.
Oh my god!
Thank
it's
you.
Fine.
Where it needs
It's
to be.
not
I
a
can live it
bad-
myself now.
I am your father. Do you remember that
I
when we
just
got
can't. I can't wait
possessed?
for the last one here because you know me. You know my favorite movie of all time, Logan, and it's on.
Okay,
it's still
Logan,
the bottom.
put it on the
Yeah,
green
it's
list.
Spectre Gadget.
Put it
what
on
do
the
you want?
green tier.
Ant-Man
Ant-Man and the Wasp. There
Yeah,
you go.
I
That's
can agree with
fair.
that. I can
Ant-Man and the Wasp Bro, Dad's favorite movie is Inspector Gadget, but we're not going to get into that.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Never saw
All
it.
right. All right.
No,
The
it's
Incredible Hulk, not ideal. The Incredible Hulk is absolute booty.
It's all right. It's okay.
It's It's a
Iron
there
Man
are-
3.
Ooh.
Sorry, you want to talk about the Hulk? Let's talk about the Hulk. Corey, you like this movie?
It's funny. You look at guys. I mean, my all-time favorite is Spider-Man from Marvel, but I will tell you right now. After that, I have a second-tier heroes: Fantastic Four, Hulk, Doctor Strange, Thor. That's my second tier, and Cap.
What about
Iron-
Batman?
Where
I'm
does the
saying
X-Men
Marvel.
come in?
Marvel.
Where does the
X-Men,
X-Men come in?
The X-Men are actually climbing up my. I've been doing a lot of reading of X-Men in the past couple months, and they are rapidly climbing. Before I could really, whatever, because the early stuff with them is absolute dog shit. It's terrible.
Not to get off track, but they're going to play a big point in what, Phase 5 and 6.
Oh, yes,
huh?
they are. I'm a huge
Yeah.
Wolverine fan. I'm a huge X-Force
Yep.
fan. I love
Yo,
Cable. I love
Wolverine.
Deadpool.
Look, Wolverine,
There you
bro.
go.
Let's go.
X-Force Wolverine.
Can we-
X-Force
can we-
Wolverine.
Can we just sit here and acknowledge that Deadpool's first introduction in the MCU is doing a commentary with Korg?
Tell me you saw that,
Oh,
man. That
Dad,
was
Dad,
amazing.
I'm sorry. Speaking
Oh,
Speaking
man.
of commentary, I just need 10 seconds to explain this. Dad, Eli and Peyton are doing Monday Night Football this year.
On an alternate stream, yes, I know that. It's going to be amazing.
Just act surprised. Act like he didn't tell you, Corey. 1, 2, 3. Say it again. Say it again, Logan.
Dad, Eli and Peyton are doing Monday Night Football this year.
I just told you. Did you hear me?
You fucking dumbass.
No. To Corey, I'm like, act like he didn't tell you and act surprised.
Oh no, no, he didn't tell me. I knew it this morning, first thing before he even woke up. So
My name's Eli man. My brother Cupper.
No. Never mind. You missed the joke.
Alright, yeah,
continue.
he's stupid. Alright, we got Iron
No,
Man.
he's like,
3.
that's not stupid.
We got Iron Man 3. I like it. It's a good watch.
Good watch.
It's an action. I love that. I love how it's the Iron Man uses his real superpower in this movie, not his suit, his ingenuity. That's why I like it.
So wait, I don't want to say that. Never mind.
What you no say it. I want to hear what you're gonna
No,
say.
I do not want to say that.
No, say it. Say it, bro. Say it.
No.
Say it. Say it.
I'm gonna get kicked off the stream. I don't want to say
No,
it.
you don't kick him off.
I
You don't kick him off.
want to
So
hear.
you don't like the
I'm
ingenuity behind those robots from outer space?
Oh my god, bro.
You gotta fucking chill.
Stay off the weed.
Here's the reason why.
I think CJ
it's-
wants something to say something. CJ's gonna trash the Iron Man 3.
CJ
He
wants
trashes
to-
heavy movies that's not Civil War.
CJ wants
Let's go,
to, yeah.
CJ. Trash it.
She's like, she's like, oh my god, any movie is.
Listen,
I'm a movie critic.
listen. Iron Man 3, coming off the first Avengers movie, I was really looking forward to Iron Man 3 being back as a solo artist.
It is a letdown compared to Avengers, obviously.
Well, no, and I don't mean to compare it to obviously the original Avengers. There's really not much of a comparison. But for me, what I did like about Iron Man 3 is that I like the whole notion of Stark having PTSD following the events of New York City. Like, if you're a guy like Thor, if you're a guy like the Hulk, this is almost nothing because you're an intergalactic outlier as it is. Even for someone like Cap is used to fighting in the wars. Iron Man is really just a businessman with a lot of tech. So for him to be dealing with all this intergalactic mess would really take its toll on someone. So I like the fact that Iron Man has this PTSD thing following the events of the Battle of New York. Again, going back to
The Giants versus
Ultron,
Jets.
Going back to Age of Ultron, I really felt as though both Ultron and the Mandarin had the chance to be one of Marvel's most sinister villains to date. And because those
I mean, to this day, Ultron's one of the most feared
totally
guys.
missed the ball. Like, I was so looking forward to the Mandarin versus Iron Man. And the fact that the Mandarin is just this punk actor with this drug fetish. I'm like, listen, I understand. Listen, I can get behind a movie if it's going to take a big risk. I didn't make this point about Guardians of the Galaxy, but
Ain't the
Guardians of the-
Mandolin the seven?
Guardians of the Galaxy was such a massive risk for the MCU at that point because the MCU up until then was all about Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America. Now you're going deep within the cosmos to do a property that no one has ever heard about. No one. I mean, outside of Corey, even most diehard comic book fans didn't know who Guardians of the Galaxy was. Everyone is fully aware on who Iron Man is and one of his big villains. And the fact that you took a massive swing on the Mandarin and made a mockery out of it, that's why for me, it's still a good, I put it as a good, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put it as a good watch right below the first Avengers. But again, for me, the whole Mandarin thing was a dud.
They failed on that 100.
Tony losing his suits was a good plus because now you get to see how Tony Stark operates it when he's not Iron Man. And I do like the fact that he's kind of like Batman in this movie. It's not an Iron Man movie though. It's a Tony Stark movie. And for that, I liked it for what it is. But I can't put it any higher than just a good watch.
Put what?
Iron Man.
I'll agree.
We're still on Iron Man 3. Okay. Where is?
But tell me this. Ain't Marvel gonna correct that with one of the future films coming out this year?
Yeah, they're correct.
So they're gonna correct that. They're gonna correct that. So we're gonna be okay.
Next, we have Iron Man 2, aka 2.5 hours of nothing. So it's out.
I would watch Iron Man 2 over Iron Man 3.
Are you kidding me? This man would watch Transformers over Avengers Endgame.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm just messing with you.
Iron Man 2 is fun for what it is, but much like
It's a fun movie.
Much like Age of Ultron, it's trying to juggle 5 different storylines in one.
Mom, can you shut up?
Like you have Tony's drug addiction. You're trying to set up the Avengers. You're trying to set up You're trying to set up the Avengers movie. You're trying to weave in You're trying to have Whiplash be the main villain as well as Hammer Corporations. It's more fun than Iron Man 3, but it's not a better movie.
Yeah.
But I would watch it over Iron Man 3. Like, I would sit down and watch Iron Man 2 before I sit down and watch Iron Man 3.
But I say Iron Man 2 is still more of a cartoon than anything else.
Like I'll tell you right now, they could have made 2 movies out of that movie, and Whiplash is actually a hell of a villain, and so is Hammer. The fact that they combine them and kind of minimize both their roles, plus Mickey Rourke is a hell of an actor. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, man, you feel bad because I think both those characters
they could have done
kind of got minimized.
I don't know about you guys, but I want a Spider-Man Daredevil movie.
Oh, dude, it'd be amazing.
Oh my god, take my money.
I don't know if you guys knew in the comic books, Daredevil is Spider-Man's lawyer.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he were to have a cameo. I wouldn't be surprised if Daredevil were to have a cameo in No Way Home.
It's been confirmed that Matt Murdock is going to be in Spider-Man.
Oh!
He's going to be.
Now they don't say what here. Yeah, go ahead. The blind guy.
Is that Daredevil? Is that the same guy from the TV show?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Right, next up, we got
they're
Iron
bring
Man.
back Ben Affleck for God's sake.
We got Iron Man 1, aka Goated.
Great.
What?
I put Iron Man 1 as a good watch.
It has Black Sabbath at the end credits.
Oh, I'll tell you right now, you have to say for almost every Marvel movie out there, the soundtracks are freaking
absolutely
top-notch.
And
To me, it's Marvel movies followed by Adam Sandler movies.
CJ, you made me put Thor Ragnarok in great. Can we please just keep Iron Man and goated?
Well, like Iron Man,
I can't do.
Iron Man's
Oh my
villain.
god, it's Iron Man 1!
His villains
It's
suck.
in the great column. I put it first on the great column.
Okay.
I put it first at the
I wouldn't even put it. I'll put it as good watch.
What
I'll tell
the
you.
hell? Get him
Hell
out of
yeah.
here!
I'll tell you the
Logan,
story. What did we
Logan.
have? Like,
Sorry.
what was the final battle? Like, what was it? What was the final
Final
battle?
PRJB.
Trash.
The Iron Man 2
how-
battle, the final battle was better.
There's a difference between ranking these movies in bias because we love the characters or bias because we've seen the movie at a certain time. And when me and Nate did our Pixar rankings, we had to be fair on like, okay, Monsters Inc., where is it really? You know what I'm saying? Monsters University, where is it really? Because at the end of the time, it's like it matters on what when you watch the movie, right? And if you think of Iron Man as a movie and you compare it to number 2 and number 3, I mean, like, what really was it besides like just introduction to Iron Man?
Yeah,
I get it. There's some good
moments is
scenes,
better,
but
overall picture, I don't think it's as good.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it holds such an amazing place in our heart because it was the first ever Iron Man. It was the first movie ever that MCU ever came out with. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like the final battle. Wow, that was really good. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, the final battle. It's not the final battle, especially when you look at other just solo Marvel movies. It doesn't quite hold up as well as some of the others. I mean, listen, Ant-Man has a better final boss battle than the original Iron Man, but you have to look at it from a standpoint. Like you said, Iron Man put the MCU on the map. Iron Man was the first movie of the entire MCU, and when you look at this movie in its entirety, minus the post-credit scene. Everything about this movie, it works so well as an individual solo piece. I mean, listen, Jeff Bridges, wow, by the time he gets into the costume, it's ridiculous. But he plays such a maniacal an important factor in Iron Man's life and his business and his overall legacy. I mean, come on. Go back and watch that first fight scene when he dons the Iron Man armor.
Oh.
And that entire sequence is just mesmerizing.
When he tells Jarvis to paint when he tells Jarvis to paint it hot rod red,
Bro.
Stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, and I don't know about you guys, but I really like the dynamic between Tony Stark and Terrence Howard in the first one. Don't get me wrong, Don Cheadle is magnificent, but Terrence Howard brought just an extra layer of seriousness,
a little
and
more
badass.
threatening. Yeah.
Yes. And badassness that again, he's really the guy that can keep a guy like Tony that can keep a guy like Tony Stark in check, and the whole relationship between Pepper and Tony.
But see, I agree with you, but I'm probably gonna have to do a rankings on Reconnected because the way I'm looking at it is I'm not like Iron Man as a movie compared to a movie outside of the MCU is a great movie, damn near masterpiece. But I'm comparing it inside the MCU. For me, it doesn't really stand. It shouldn't be on the same line as all those other ones. Outside of the MCU, that's a damn great movie. I'll rank it as a great movie. But inside the MCU, it's a good watch. That's just my opinion.
It's bro, you're entitled to it, but it is.
Yeah,
It is a phenomenal movie. Everything up until the final boss battle is peak MCU. The comedy, the action, the story, everything.
But
everything.
My only opinion is just based on like I'm looking at this chart, and if I had Avengers: Age of Ultron or Captain America, you know what I'm saying? And I have both of the DVDs in front of me. I'll put on Age of Ultron before I pop in Iron Man. That's just on me. That's just on me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I put it as a good watch.
No.
It's a good, fun movie. You know what I'm saying?
It's more than
keep it where you guys want to keep it. Let's get it.
Don't even need to get into it. what is that? Infinity War. It's in the go.
Yeah.
It's top 2, easily.
Yeah,
Oh shit! So, I'm sorry.
To me, it's 3, but I can agree with you.
let's get
What
it.
do you have? What do you have in front? What do you have in front of it, Corey?
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
I have
Oh.
my top 3, and Avengers Endgame and Infinity War are in the top 3.
Wait a minute,
Wait,
said-
what do you have?
Yeah, say that again.
Infinity War and Endgame are in my top 3.
What's the other one?
I'll say that as a surprise when we get to it.
Oh,
It's funny because like our movie rankings are so different because I would not consider like I'll put Homecoming as a good watch too. Like yeah, I know you guys are probably gonna rank Homecoming as high, but I'll put that as a good watch.
yeah.
Here's my thing. Spider-Man: Homecoming isn't a superhero movie; it's a teen comedy.
That's the idea. That's what Spider-Man is.
Exactly.
It's a John Hughes movie. It's a John Hughes.
That's
movie.
why it's
a
so
type of
goated.
movie.
Number one, that's debatable, but number 2, I just didn't really like it.
The way I have Endgame number 1, Infinity War second, third.
I have Black Panther
Avengers-
second.
Say that again.
Black Panther is my second, and yes, I'm sawing through it. Something.
I think I overcooked that calzone for you. Jesus.
It's like
funny, that's
sounding
funny.
fucking wood.
But we can keep it right there again. I at this point it's too hard for me to go through an entire breakdown, but just to summarize Infinity War and Endgame, they were the promises that Marvel they were the movies that Marvel promised us from the get-go.
See, and to me, I actually, in my eyes, I actually keep Endgame and Infinity War as one movie. I do. It to me. So usually when I count a top 3, I will say those 2 are my second favorite. You know what I mean?
What's your favorite, Corey?
We're gonna get to it. We're not there yet.
Is it
Oh,
Spider-Man?
it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. It
No,
has
it's
to be
not.
Spider-Man.
Nope,
No,
that's
it's,
Spider-Man.
I already
Oh, it's
know
Winter
I'm
Soldier.
spoiling.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
god, that movie is so like
That
it's
movie.
It's a solid movie.
No, that movie is in my top 3 movies of any kind of all time.
The whole story is Metal Gear Solid.
The whole story is a spy movie put back in the 70s. That is what that movie. If you watch anything
Metal
growing
Gear
up,
Solid ripoff.
no, sorry, this story was that Metal Gear Solid was a ripoff of Captain America back in the 80s and 90s. Is what Metal Gear Solid was. So let's not even go there. Well, who ripped off who first?
Mm.
And I'll get to Winter Soldier when we get to it.
Yeah. Far From Home, it's a good watch. It's a good
Okay,
watch.
I thought you guys was gonna put this as like goated. I was gonna trip.
Nope, not good for me.
Me
It was
too.
to me. It borderlines
Alright.
on great, but to me, it's
Okay.
To me, the
Third tier.
problem with that movie is Zendaya. If they just take her out of it, it's way better.
No comment. But no,
I didn't mind Zendaya so much. I didn't mind her so much.
Sam,
Zendaya was.
I don't know. I'm
loved her.
a fan of the older of
Aunt May.
no, yeah, anime is good too, but like I don't know. I'm a fan of like who is the best one for me?
Tobey Maguire.
I hate that damn Spider-Man movies, but like didn't what's her name from Easy A?
what?
She
Easy
played Mary
A.
Jane. Easy A. She played in Easy A. What's her name?
Marissa Tomei?
No, Mary Jane. He's talking about Kirsten Dunst.
Oh,
Oh, Kurt.
Wait, hold on.
She was the one from Tobey
MJ.
Maguire. That's it.
Emma Stone. Didn't Emma Stone play
Oh no, she was Gwen Stacy's who she played. In
yeah,
Spider-Man
Gwen
universe,
Stacy, right?
yeah, in the Spider-Man universe, Gwen Stacy was his first love, not Mary Jane.
Yes.
his first love was his
Oh.
Actually, his first love, but his first love was Betty Brant, his coworker. You're right, Logan. I apologize.
See, I'm a more nerd than you, bro, and I'm a football player out here.
Okay,
Dude, I
continue,
could run
sorry.
circles around you in Marvel and DC comic book lore. So let's not even
Oh
go
wow, I'm
there.
so mad that you know more about comics than me.
Yo, dude, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not proud of it. But I'm proud of the fact that I know more than
You're
you do.
lucky you got mom. I don't know how that happened.
Dude, neither do I. I'll freely admit that one.
Continue. Continue.
You're lucky you're here. You're lucky you're here.
The only.
I just shredded this guy.
The only.
Yeah, but you shredded yourself in the meantime.
He's eating the dinner he cooked. Don't make him take it
Bruh,
away.
Come on.
I'll make you eat egg rolls, fool.
Continue, CJ. Sorry.
The only reason why I don't want to say the only reason. The main reason why I feel as though this Spider-Man movie doesn't hold up as well as the first one is that the first Homecoming, and we could get into this later, but to me, the first Homecoming works so well. Like Logan said, Homecoming is, I don't view it as like a prototypical superhero movie. It is a teen comedy with a superhero, with
You know what?
a child superhero.
It's
This
heavily
one-
based off Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yes, very much so. This
Like you
was-
said, it's a John Hughes movie.
No Way Home. I mean, Far From Home feels more like it. Far From Home almost feels like of Sony trying to put Spider-Man back into like the Iron Man, Captain America category, where they're trying to make him into this blockbuster.
Well, see,
type of
and
character.
that is my one beef with Spider-Man by Sony here. They are trying to take Spider-Man out of being the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man,
Yes.
and that's what he should be. Now, don't get me wrong. As Spider-Man gets older in the comics, he
Here's the
is
thing,
a
yeah.
Tony
I
Stark
love
guy.
when Spider-Man does that in the comics when he's like 35, but not when he's
Yeah.
like 17.
Yeah, he should not be fighting. He should not be fighting guys on Titan. And I love that. That's my only gripe with the Infinity War. My
He
only
should not
gripe.
be fighting Derrick Henry.
Yeah. And I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my absolute favorite character of all time. But if anything, they did a disservice to the writing of Spider-Man. Now, I will tell you, Mysterio, I'm glad they did as well as they did. Vulture, I thought was Vulture.
Oh.
Michael Keaton is probably the second or third best villain they've had in Marvel. Michael Keaton is literally the GOAT of actors. I mean,
He's among them. He's among them. I
Yeah.
must admit, and especially since it was really right around Phase 3 where Marvel really started to get in their groove with their villains. We talk about Thanos, obviously.
Hela.
Loki was
Hela.
the OG villain, but right around Homecoming, you have Vulture, who was amazing. Then you had Hela in Thor Ragnarok, which was terrific,
Oh, yeah.
and then Killmonger in Black Panther.
Oh,
yeah,
Eric,
they went 3 for 3 on that one.
4 straight movies nailing the villain.
Yep, everyone.
And Vulture, listen, Jake Gyllenhaal was terrific as Mysterio, but it was always like, okay, we know you're the bad guy, man. Just come out with it, okay?
Just get out of the villain. Just get out of the villain
Oh,
closet.
he's just an anti-hero. He's just misunderstood. Like, no, we know Mysterio is the villain. Just hurry up and reveal. Just hurry up and reveal it.
Yeah, I
so
didn't
we
like
could get
that.
it, so we could get on. So we could get on with it. So
Remember the ending though? Oh,
I get down. The ending was terrific. I
remember the ending of that movie, and then a week later they announced they would no longer be making Spider-Man movies in that.
bro, I was like, Marvel, Sony, get your acts together, okay? This partnership is perfect for both of you guys, okay? Sony, this works out for you guys because Spider-Man being the MCU is what's going to make Spider-Man a bigger character. And Marvel, Disney, please keep Spider-Man. Do not get your old britches in a bunch. Keep Spider-Man in the MCU because he is only going to deliver you guys more and more and more money. And again, going back to Avengers Endgame, who was the character that I popped out more when everyone returned from the Poriel scene? Spider-Man. You don't get that without this partnership, Disney. So get your acts together. And now we're getting more Spider-Man. In the MCU. Oh, which by the way, Corey, have you started watching the Loki miniseries?
Not yet. I'm still working my way through WandaVision right now.
Okay.
Okay, so where do you want Far From Home?
Good. Far From Home, it's a good watch. I put it right below Homecoming.
It's not as good as It's not as good as Homecoming. Agreed.
So you want Homecoming and great?
Wow,
Dude!
that's tough.
Do you really not think that Spider-Man Homecoming is not on the same level as Doctor Strange?
Yeah, he's right. I'll leave it at great.
Yeah, I'll leave it at great.
Thor.
Great.
That's a good watch.
Great.
Great, good watch.
For
Oh,
me,
And then
honestly,
yeah, we got your movie.
Let
Winter
Corey,
Soldier to me
after you, CJ,
is
Corey,
goated.
Go conversation.
have the floor 2 minutes. Corey, talk to us about this movie.
Well, first off,
Overrated.
it combines my two favorite cinema. It combines superhero and it combines spy movies. The thought they put into it in the casting alone, Robert
It's
Redford,
great. It's great.
Samuel Jackson, the multiple levels of deception and betrayal throughout. Obviously, anybody who read the comic books knew Bucky was the bad guy ahead of time.
I'll be the first to admit it. I didn't read the I wasn't reading.
Yeah, me either. I didn't know that.
So when that
Well, I'm
was a
saying,
good
but anybody who read the comics knew that one. But prior to that, I mean, just they combined the same way that Ant-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy brought comedy into MCU is the same way they brought spy and intrigue into the MCU with Winter Soldier. Now, I can see people saying it's great. I can see people saying it's good because it's not their cup of tea. But for me, as far as all-out action sequences, levels of intrigue, amazing characters, and just seeing how it's played out.
Corey, sorry to cut you off, but this was the movie that made me want a Black Widow film.
I knew you were gonna say that. What a
This
shit.
was the movie that made me
Exactly.
want to get a Black Widow movie.
Exactly.
Like, especially done in this fashion.
I think
Which
the
they
way
did.
I think the way they introduced Falcon was
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
On your left, I mean, just the way that Natasha picks Cap up from the reflection pool. I'm picking up an old geezer. I mean, it just the little snide comments. I mean, everything about that movie worked. From the elevator fight scene
Down his
to
entrance sim mode.
On your left.
yeah, I have
On your left.
that. To me,
On your
Falcon is one of the most underrated characters in the
But so
comic
you just
books.
said you're a simp for Nick. Okay.
Seriously, be quiet.
I'm sorry.
You want
And
to hear
he
a
had
discussion? I'll
GSP.
own you.
Movie. GSP was in this
On your
movie.
left.
I mean, I can
Okay.
see people saying, you guys want to say great or good, I can agree with it. But to me, it's my
No,
top.
it's in the go. No, it's in the go conversation. It is in my. It is in my top 5. As a matter of fact, it is my number 5. I have Endgame and Infinity War, then the first Avengers, then Civil War, and then Winter Soldier. So if you're in the top 5, you're in the go conversation. So
Works for me.
easily top 5, and I could
So-
probably debate it as whether it's top 2 or top 3.
So I'm not making a joke. I'm being serious. As if we're talking about GOAT, so basically, Civil War is like the Walter Payton of the MCU. He's still in the top 5, but he's not necessarily the greatest of all time.
Exactly. Or for me, especially Corey, since you're such a fan of political thrillers and
Oh, yeah.
and really 60s and 70s thrillers. To make a basketball reference, Winter Soldier is kind of like the Bill Russell of the MCU.
Hey,
It
awesome. You
it
know
is
what?
the most
Yes.
respected, and it may not be the best, but it's definitely the most respected MCU movies. Because when you ask actual film fans, actual film journalists, what's their favorite MCU movie?
They will
A
tell you Winter
lot of
Soldier.
them
A lot
say
of them,
Winter
yeah.
Soldier.
Because
A
there is.
lot of-
It is
Go
not
ahead.
just a simple. It is not just a simple comic book movie. There are so many layers of intrigue to it that you could talk about, like you said, political, international intrigue, the mentor, the sidekick. I mean, all kinds of different things that fit into that, and it's so well written too.
Yes. And honestly, this was the movie that made Captain America the pillar of the MCU.
Yes.
Like for years, we always thought it's Iron Man. It's easily Iron Man.
Then you
Now-
realize that he's the moral compass of the Avengers.
Yes. And that whole speech that he gives to Shield/Hydra as he got ready to make his big fight. I can't remember the words off the top of my head, but it goes something
With
like,
great power comes great responsibility.
No,
oh my goodness.
no.
The sound, it goes something like, the cost of freedom is high, and if I have to fight it alone, I'm fine with that. But I know in this battle I'm not alone. It goes something like that, and that speech right there, like, oh, this guy, Captain America, he is the leader of the MCU. He is not only just the
I'll be right back.
he is not only the heartbeat of the whole MCU. He represents the whole freedom and righteousness of the MCU. This is exactly what Warner Brothers wanted their Superman to be like. To be the leader, the inspirational heartbeat of their cinematic universe. So for that alone, Winter Soldier easily top 5. I do not blame you for having it be in your top 2, top 3 MCU movies. And again, this movie just reeks of awesomeness. Any thoughts?
I think you guys wrapped it. I love it.
Complete agreement, man. Complete agreement.
Absolutely.
Now as far as where do I rank Black Widow?
Have not seen it yet, but I'm very hopeful for it.
I would put it in the good watch category. In the
Black
good
Widow.
watch category, yes. It's right there. It's in the same category as the first Avengers, as the original Ant-Man, as Far From Home. It's not quite peak level MCU. I wouldn't necessarily have it in my top 12, arguably. But definitely top 15, probably somewhere within that 11 to 15 range. It's really good. It's a fun. It's not quite as good as a spy thriller as Winter Soldier, but it's a fun adventure family film that has elements of being a political thriller. So right around that top 12, top 15 mark.
All right, what did I miss?
Oh no, we just finished gushing about Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I like it.
And again, to cap it off, I would put Black Widow in a good watch. It's a really good fun movie. It's definitely a family film. And Corey, please be sure to catch the post-credit scene because the post.
I have heard that.
The post-credit. I don't want to give it away what it is, and I don't want to give away what property Marvel is teasing.
I've heard rumors are setting
Eternals.
up Thunderbolts or Dark Avengers. I've heard they're setting up.
Kinda, not entirely.
You just spoiled it.
No, they set it up. They didn't spoil anything.
But what I will
What they're doing the Dark Avengers already? That's already confirmed.
Not
I
yet.
don't know.
It's up for debate. It's up for debate. Although they have, I'll tell you what, it's getting possible because you look at the trailer for Shang-Chi, which looks amazing.
Oh, Shang-Chi.
The fact that they got Abomination fighting in Shang-Chi, Abomination could be in one of the Dark. He could be either the Dark Avenger or he could be in the Thunderbolts.
You know what movie I'm really hoping happens? Bro, Spider-Man and Deadpool.
I don't know.
Spider-Man, the ultimate bromance
Yo,
of Marvel.
I don't
Comics.
know. See, here's the problem. I don't think they could do Spider-Man as a rated R movie.
They couldn't do it because that's the thing. Spider-Man sells family tickets. Deadpool sells teenager adult tickets. They would never.
You
pair
let us watch Deadpool when we were 7.
Okay, I understand that, but most normal families, we're not normal. Okay, we've established that one a long time ago. Their parents aren't going to let them go see a Deadpool Spider-Man movie. Okay,
But it would be great, bro.
I'm not denying it would be.
I've read the
But
comics.
think about
Spider-Man.
it.
Spider-Man's
also have
like,
to
don't
realize-
cut his head off. Don't cut his head off. Cuts
You have
his
to
head
realize
off.
Mickey Mouse owns Marvel. You have to realize this. I am at least amazed that they are
Mickey
proceeding
Mouse.
with bringing Deadpool back as a rated R movie. I thought it would not happen.
But see, here's the thing. They're gonna make Deadpool. They're gonna make his solo films rated R
bro,
the same way
Deadpool.
they did with Fox. But I don't think if we see him like in an Avengers movie or in a Spider-Man movie, they're gonna make him PG-13.
Speaking of Deadpool, last night I was told that I looked like Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
I don't
Have you guys heard the rumors about Keanu Reeves as Silver Surfer?
What?
Silver Surfer I had not heard. I have heard that he is being picked, that they want him for
Cable.
Marvel.
Cable.
Yeah,
Cable's already got
Cable?
Josh
Cable's-
Brolin, Thanos.
No, isn't he? Keanu
yeah.
Reeves?
There's I heard shit about
I
Keanu Reeves
can't
being
see
Silver
Keanu.
Surfer.
You know who I think? You know who I think Keanu? I think Keanu Reeves would be a good Moon Knight.
I was just about to.
They've
say
already
that.
got him. They've already got him picked though.
Yeah.
And that looks
Oscar
amazing.
Isaacs.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac, he looks the part.
Trying to think, they did. Marvel did say that they wanted to bring Keanu Reeves for a certain Marvel.
They wanted to
role.
bring him in. There's rumors that they were trying to bring him in to play Kraven,
Craven?
Who's that?
You know,
Yeah.
you don't know
Spider-Man.
I don't know if
who Craven is?
I don't know if I can see him as Craven.
You know who I thought? I thought he'd be a
I
good.
see more Jason Momoa as Craven.
I thought. Oh, Jason Momoa. I thought that Keanu would be.
There has also been rumors
Was
of him as Adam Warlock. In
No, just the way you
Guardians.
reacted to Jason Momoa.
Who just said Corey that you can see him play?
I can see him playing Adam Warlock.
They're like, ooh, and then you said his name. Well, I was the only one that caught that.
I didn't hear it. What?
Yes.
See, I don't know about that.
Hold on. What did he say, Zion?
No, he's on like.
No, I was right. I reacted to it like that because I thought he'd be good for the part.
Yeah, but the way you said it, like, CJ's like Jason Momoa, and then Loki's like, ooh, Jason Momoa. Like, yeah. Like, dude, we got that on screen, bro. Nothing's wrong with that, Logan. We don't judge.
Hey. Why do I hear John Cena? Why do I hear John Cena in the
Why
background?
is John Cena in the
You
background?
can't see me. You can't see me.
Oh, Spock.
How's you guys' day going?
Oh,
Jason
God.
Momoa.
It's been a long day, man. Finished working at 6 now. I'm making my
Yeah,
daughter's
I've had an
birthday
even
dinner, so-
longer day.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that here. If you guys want to talk after the stream, that's fine.
That's giddy.
But,
Yo, CJ, you can't see me.
Huh.
Are you watching wrestling in the background?
Yes, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
But yes, to close it out, guys. Corey, before we sign off,
yeah.
as far as upcoming, what is your most anticipated upcoming Marvel movie between now and the next, let's say, end of next year?
Well, what's the release looking like? I'm hopeful for the
Spider-Man
Eternal. Stop. Marvel
So
Bro,
release.
we got Shang-Chi in September. Eternals is late November. No Way
Love and
Home
Thunder?
is No Way Home is Christmas. And No Way Home is Christmas time.
No Way Home.
Spider-Man. No
Spider-Man.
Way Home.
Huh? That's a movie?
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
That's the third
yeah.
one.
Okay.
You have Spider-Man.
He's trying to get home.
Doctor Strange is in March.
Doctor Strange is in March.
Thor is in May.
Thor is
Thor's
in
in May.
May. Well, I
Black
believe
Panther-
Black Panther.
Is July.
is
Damn,
in
that's
July.
so good.
And then doesn't Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 come out next year?
Comes out in 2023.
2023. That's another
You've got
Marvel
Black
movie.
Panther in July. You've got the Marvels, which is Miss Marvel, which is
Miss
Captain Marvel 2.
Marvels.
That's in November of next year. Then you've got Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, Quantum Mania. That's 2023, and so is Guardians, and so is Fantastic Four.
Can I tell you guys a secret?
And real quick,
No.
and
It's not a
also
bad
too,
secret. It's
we've
more-
also got coming up here for the TV series. You've got What If, which looks amazing.
I want to see
Um,
that so badly.
Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Secret Invasion, Ironheart I can do without, Armor Wars I can't wait, and there is a Wakanda series coming out as well.
Wait, where's the Mrs. Marvel series?
Miss Marvel series will be late 2021. It's the
minute,
girl
Miss Marvel's is
from
this
Jersey.
year.
I have a
No,
question.
the movie, the movie,
The
Marvels.
movie, yeah. The movie.
yeah,
When does that come out?
November of next year. The TV series Ms. Marvel will be out in 2021.
I have a confession to make. And you guys are probably gonna kill me. Let me turn my
What's your
cam off for
confession?
this. I like Miles Morales more than Peter Parker.
A lot of people do. The younger crowd, a lot of people do. I can't hate that. He's a good character.
Who's that? The guy from the video game?
What?
The
Not
Morning
Jason,
Morales
it's the Black Spider.
Spider-Man from the video game?
Yeah,
Not
what
to
actually
sound
happened is
racist.
Marvel broke off into Ultimate Marvel Comics back in the early 2000s and started a new line. Peter Parker, they retold every Marvel storyline from a newer, edgier point of view. And they actually killed off Peter Parker. And Miles Morales picked up the torch as he gained spider powers about a year later, and he's
Oh,
actually
okay, because they just dropped the video game Spider-Man Miles Morales. So then that's why I
Yes.
said like
Yes.
in the video game.
Oh, okay.
yeah. And so what
Gotcha.
actually happened is, and they actually when they kind of did the whole breakdown of the multiverse thing, they brought Miles Morales into the main 616 universe, and now you've got all these Spider characters running around. You've got Arana,
Damn.
you've got Miles Morales, you've got Peter Parker, you've got
Oh, that shit was
Madam
real.
Web. Oh yeah.
Like I
Isn't
thought
that
Into
where
the
the
Spider-Verse was just a fun spin-off.
Oh no, that's legit.
Isn't that where that
What?
gift came from?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought that was real. man.
Isn't that where that GIF came from? Of the two Spider-Man pointing at each other.
Yeah.
Knew it.
That's
knew
And
it.
that's why Miles Morales was the main character into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yes.
That's crazy. I thought
Yeah,
that was just
I
like
still
something
love.
to spin off.
I still
all
love
for
Peter
sharing.
Parker, but my favorite Peter Parker is old man 35-year-old Peter Parker.
Oh, that's fantastic. That or when Doc Ock took over his brain.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there was about a 2 year run.
About that.
There was a 2-year run, maybe even 3 years. It was called not the Amazing Spider-Man. It was called Invent. I think it was no, what the hell
Sinister
was it?
Spider-Man.
No, it wasn't that. It was something else. Where Peter Parker actually died, brain dead, but Doc Ock took over his brain, and Doc Ock became Peter Parker and Spider-Man. And for a while there, he was so edgy. Even the Avengers didn't trust him. You name it. Until finally you realized Peter Parker wasn't actually dead. He was still in the recesses of his subconscious in his mind, and the Avengers managed to bring him out with Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. So for about a 3-year run, it actually
crazy.
became. Oh yeah, it was actually a really good series. You got to
We
see
got to
it
do
really-
an episode of We Connected on that.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Corey, top two most anticipated Marvel film for the next handful of years.
As much as I want to say Thor, I
Deadpool.
can't because I
Deadpool.
hate Natalie Portman.
Wait, she's gonna be Thor?
She's gonna be they're bringing her back, and she will be Thor girl. Yeah. But the list again. Let's see here. I am looking forward to
I
Deadpool.
wanna
Doctor
see if it's the
Strange.
same as mine.
to me or Shang-Chi
Mhm.
and probably Doctor Strange.
Deadpool.
I have very high hopes for Eternals. I have very high hopes for Black Panther 2.
Why is nobody saying Deadpool 3?
Well, it's
It's
not
not-
officially. It's not in yet. It's not.
Oh,
in
it
yet.
isn't? I thought
No.
it was. Sorry.
It's been confirmed they're going to be doing one. That's going to be Phase 5, though. So it's going to be
Oh, okay.
Phase 5,
that's probably
Phase
not gonna
4.
come out till like 2024 or 2025.
Yeah, Phase 4 is going to
Damn.
end with Fantastic Four, which is
Yeah.
how they bring between that,
Hey,
Doctor Strange, and Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is going to bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. They're going
Are you
to
serious?
bring back the. Oh yeah, they're not just cameoing. They're actually all three are going to be in it. They're going to break down the dimensions of the multiverse between all three of them. So
Hey,
they have,
man.
Shut the
and they're
fuck
actually-
up. Are you serious?
and that's why they're bringing back Alfred Molina as Doc Ock. They're bringing
And
back
Jamie
Willem
Foxx.
and Jamie Foxx as Electro, and there are rumors they're
wait, they're bringing
bring
Jamie Foxx?
as Electro.
Oh, my God.
There are rumors
so
they may
good.
even possibly bring back Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin.
They're trying. They're really
They're trying to.
Wait,
They're in
wait, wait, wait.
negotiations.
So you're saying we're gonna have a Spider-Man movie with all three Spider-Mans?
Yes,
So we're gonna have booty ass. Sorry, we're
Doctor
gonna have booty.
Strange.
That's
Doctor
Andrew
Strange.
That
Doctor
deserves a
Strange is going to
bravo.
highly.
Andrew
Doctor
Garfield is disgusting.
Hold on. Doctor Strange is going to very highly figure into at least 4 of the next 7 movies.
Damn,
Yes.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And WandaVision and Wanda as well.
What's your boy CJ finish?
That's true.
But no, I was just about to say it is at that time for us to pretty much put this to bed. Corey, you were on early on. I gave my brief review on Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. It's terrible.
Is it really? And the first one was so much fun, man. The first one was so much
It's
fun.
watchable. It's
such a-
watchable.
listen,
It's a fun family film, but it's not
it's
the
so
best.
much to put it this way. I took my 3 younger godsons to see this movie, and let's just say this: my 6-year-old loved it. My 10-year-old really enjoyed it. The 12-year-old only really enjoyed the basketball aspect of it. So for that alone, I gave it so. It's a fun family movie. But if you judge it on its merits, it's terrible. Like, listen, the original Space Jam was fine for what it was, but if you actually try to
Michael
judge
Jordan.
it, bruh, if you
I
actually
heard they
try
bring
to
back. I
judge
heard they
it-
bring back. I heard they bring back the other Michael Jordan.
I'm not going to spoil it.
It's Space Jam. You could, Dad. Are you opening a pack of fruit snacks right now?
I'm opening up. I'm opening up the egg roll wrappers.
Oh, but as of right now, if I'm being completely honest, it's probably my second least favorite movie of the year so far.
Wow.
Oh, only
LeBron
behind,
James.
only behind F9.
Really?
F9 was terrible.
Was it that
F9
bad?
it's
And I'm a
terrible.
huge Fast and Furious
Yeah,
franchise
me too.
fan.
Tell you what.
F9 is terrible, and as I'm watching John Cena right now, he's garbage in the movie. He's really bad in there.
I can't stand John Cena as an actor. Period. Just stop acting, John Cena. God.
The only thing
Last-
he was good in is Daddy's Home.
He ruined
Yes, he
Bumblebee
was.
for
He
me.
has certain things, but he cannot, and I know he's not necessarily the lead in Fast 9, but he is one of the main leads, and he is not there yet as an actor.
Well, he plays
Can we just
Terrell's
get-
brother.
Can we just get Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, but I am looking forward to seeing him in the Suicide Squad.
Oh, Suicide Squad was
that's-
so.
That's we need to talk about on your next one. We need to talk about. I'm gonna start watching The Boys on Amazon. I've heard that's really good as well for a superhero
Yeah,
franchise.
yes.
The
But
boys are back in town.
but that's going to be the end of
I have
this
to go
video,
watch
ladies
that
and
too. I
gen-
turned it off.
Oh, no, you will. No, we. Now you could go
There's
ahead,
this
Zion.
there's this one point in The Boys where I just like couldn't even make it past. I'm like,
Shit.
Oh,
Shit.
he starts like doing like we can talk about that after, but you know what I'm talking about,
We'll talk
CJ.
about it after the stream.
But that's going to be the end of this video, ladies and gentlemen. Please be sure to, again, like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me your thoughts on the stream. What are your favorite MCU movies? Do you enjoy that piece? Do you enjoy that piece of trash, Iron Man 3, as much as Zion?
I thought
did?
you were gonna say, "Do you enjoy Piece of Trash Logan?" And I got sad for a
No,
minute.
but again, please be sure to subscribe to Corey's channel. I mean, to subscribe to Logan's channel. Logan's Giant
Mine's not
channel
out
as
yet.
well.
Mine's not out yet.
Yes,
get
and
it.
as well as Zion's channel, his
Thank
channel,
you.
I mean, his channel is going to be in the link down below. Corey,
Thank you.
thanks for
Thank
hopping on, man, for saving this stream.
Always, brother. Always.
And this is your boy Christian Jones, aka
It's your boy.
Cox Movies, aka Mr. Christian Jones. And I'll talk to you guys next time.
Good night.
Bye.